We will need our workbooks today, so let's go ahead and get them out. You don't need to open it yet, but let's put it on top of your desk so that we have it handy and ready to go. Okay, wow. Mrs. Norman, let's write a straight line here. Better. All right, take a look at my little fraction line that I've got here. Yeah, it's not perfect, but that's okay. We're learning a new concept in math today, and this actually is one of my favorites. And I know I say that a lot, but when we're working with fractions, this makes a really great way to be able to figure out fractions quickly, because we're estimating a little bit today. And estimating is something that you'll use forever, especially as an adult. My mask feels especially like it's sticking to my face today. Okay, so if we take a look right here on this bar, this represents 0, right, because it's 0 parts. And this represents 1 whole. Raise your hand if you think you know what this part would be right here. What do you think, Riley?
1 over 2?
Yeah, or what do we call it?
A half.
A half. Right? That would be a half. Okay, well, taking a look at this line right here, turn around really fast.
Morning, 5th grade.
Good morning. If I had the fraction 5/8, think about it for just a minute. Where would I show that on my line? Where would I show it on my line? Braxton, what do you think? Do you want to come show us? You can put a little mark. Right there? Okay. Awesome. Perfect. That's actually really great, because if I were to make my line, another line to just show the 8ths, right? This would be 4/8. This would be 2/8, 3/8, 1/8, 5/8. So Braxton was right on. And 8/8 would be 1 whole, right? Was Braxton's guess pretty close?
Yeah.
It really was. He did a great job. That was perfect. So yes, looking at this, 5/8, we would find it right here. Now, take a look, and you decide, don't shout it out, but you decide, is 5/8 closer to 0, 1/2, or 1 whole? Think about it for just a minute. On our line, which one is it closer to? Is it closer to 0, to a half, or to a whole? So a lot of people know. All right, Lucas, what do you think?
I think it's closer to 1/2 than 1 whole, and closer to 1/2.
You think it's closer to 1/2? How many of you agree with Lucas? He says he thinks it's closer to 1/2. You agree? I agree too, because look how close it is. It's right here, right? It's only this far away from 1/2. But it's this far away from a whole, and it's even further away from 0, right? So I would estimate 5/8 as 1/2. If I were just estimating or rounding, I would say that 5/8 is closer to 1/2. So I could say that it's almost the same as 1/2. Almost, right? Just if I'm giving a guess, right? Okay. Well, we can use that information to help us add or subtract fractions really fast. Okay, so let's do that really quickly. So let's look at another one. 3/8. I shouldn't have erased my bottom line, huh? I should have kept it because we were working with eighths. Think about 3/8 for just a minute. Think about where that would fall on our line. My line is not straight. 4/8 would be a half, wouldn't it? This would be 0. This would be 8/8. Okay, take a look. Carson, what do you think?
It's just to the left of 4/8.
Will you come mark it for me? And I shouldn't write that up there because I don't want that to be confusing, right? So 3/8 is the one that we're working with. Will you mark it on our fraction bar for me? Ah, right there. Do you want to label it? Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Now, let's go ahead and estimate again really fast. Is 3/8 closer to 0, to a half, or to 1 whole? What do you think, Brinley? I agree, right? And especially if we're looking, it's just this far away from a half. That's a long space away from 0, right? And it's even longer to 1 whole. So 3/8 would be closer to a half. I'm gonna go like that. It kind of just means close to a half. Okay, now let's look at 5/6. Let's think about the fraction 5/6. Now I can't use my 8s on this one, right? What would my denominator be on this one? 6, right? Oh, I can leave 0 though. Okay, so 6/6 would be my whole. Half of this would be 3/6, so 3/6 is equal to half. That's half on my bar. Now we got 5/6. Jackson, do you want to come mark 5/6 for us? Great job. That's perfect. He's got 5/6 on there exactly where it should be. Thanks, Jackson. Okay, let's estimate. Are we closer to 0? No, that's way far, right? So it's kind of between a half and a whole. Will you point to either a half or to a whole? Which one it's closer to? What do you think, Ella? Are you going to point? Which one is it closer to? A whole or to a half?
Good job.
Yeah, right? We were closest to a whole. So on this one, 5/6 is closer to 1 whole, right? Okay, so now watch this. If we were to add these fractions together, if I were to write this equation, 3/8 plus 5/6, but we just want to estimate our answer, we could add it like this. 3/8 is closest to 1/2. So I'm just going to write a half because that's really easy to add. And 5/6 is closest to a whole. So I'm going to put 1 whole. And then I can add a half and a whole really easy, right? What's the answer? Shout it out.
1 1/2.
Oh, shout it out with some excitement.
1 1/2.
1 and 1/2, right? Are these super easy to add? These ones take a little bit more time, right? We've got to find a common denominator. We've got to change our numerators.
This is Norman. We have a Chromebook in the office or computer for Brooke Larson.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll send her down. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. So we can estimate or guesstimate, right? And just use these fractions and make it a lot faster. If I were to add these guys together, would we be close to 1 1/2?
I don't know.
Let's try it really fast. So I've got 3/8 plus 5/6. I'm going to use 24 as my common denominator because that's my lowest common multiple. 8 times 6 is 24, so 3 times 6 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24. 5 times 4 is 20. Now I'm going to add 18 plus 20 is 38 24ths. That goes in there one time with how many left over? 14 24ths, which is equal to 1 7/12.
You gotta add 1 to 1. Wait, it is correct. Never mind.
Tell me why, Riley.
I was gonna say because 7 is half of 12, but it's 14.
But is it super close to half? Then we're good, because we were just guessing, right, that this is closest to 1 1/2. And 1 7/12 is way super duper close to 1 1/2. And since we're just guesstimating today, we know we were right. Carson.
Where did you get 18.4? 8 times 8 to get to 24 is 3.
Oh, this should be a 9, right?
Yeah.
You are exactly right. I did my math wrong. So today, it's a good thing that we're doing it this way, because we're just guesstimating. I was trying to be too fast. 29. Thanks, Carson. Hey, Carson. Good job. He found my mistake, and he pointed it out. So we have 29 24ths, which would be 1 5 24ths.
Which is 1 off because
It is off,
5,
and
10, 15, 20, 25.
but we're still closer to 1 1/2 than we would be to 0 or 1 whole. Okay. I'm going to have, let's try one more. Let's just try one more as a class, and then we'll practice a few on our own. Okay, so keep this in mind up here. Get out your whiteboards. Yes. 3, 2, 1.
I got it.
Yes, Natalia. I'm not sure. You can use a tissue right now. If you need to borrow a marker, you can borrow one of mine. Okay, now write down this problem on your whiteboard. 15 16ths minus 1/3.
Thank you a lot.
Now we're not actually going to figure out this problem. Let's round to the nearest fraction. It's either a 0, a half, or a whole. So right under your 15 16ths, will you show me what that is closest to? Is it closest to 0? Is it closest to a half? Or is it closest to a whole? Write it right underneath. What's it closest to? I think is 15 16ths closest to 0, a half, or a whole? Yeah, exactly. One-third actually is closer to a half. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, we have, everybody seems to be good on the first one. It's closest to 1 whole, right? Okay, you were really close on this one. There seems to be some discussion about 1/3. Let's talk about it. If we were to make our line, oops, sorry, I'm going to converge onto this one. Okay, so here's, I can't write it like that. Okay, boom, boom. Here's 3/3. Here's a 0. I got 1/3 and 2/3. Okay, are we close here? I'm not exactly on, but my 1/3 should be closer to a half than the 0 or definitely the whole. So when we write our 1/3, we are actually closest to a half. 1/3 should be closest to a half. So if you didn't write that under your 1/3, will you please do that? Lucas. I'm sorry?
Where are the extra numbers?
You can just use one of mine for right now. If you want to come get one out of my can. Now, can you figure out the answer to your problem?
Yeah.
Right? We had, what was it, 15 16ths
1.48.
minus 1/3. And we said that 15 16ths was closer to one whole, right? Everyone that I saw got that part right. And then we just said that 1/3 was closest to a half. What's 1 minus a half? Shout it out. Okay, so our answer, well, we're estimating today, is a half.
I did the real problem. I know the real answer.
I'm not asking for the real one today. We're just asking for our estimation. Haha.
I knew.
Carson.
If you did one of the answers closest to 1 half,
Okay. Okay, now I'm going to take it one step more difficult. You ready?
no, sure.
Okay, erase your boards.
Then
Here's your new problem. We've done it just with fractions. Now let's try it a little bit with some mixed numbers. Let's look at our first one. 2 and 5/6. Think about it for a minute. 2 and 5/6. Does anybody want to explain what they got for their estimation? Lizzie?
I think it's closer to 3 holes because it's just 1/6.
Yeah, it would be closer to 3 holes, right? Because 5/6, if I was looking on my number line, would be, I don't know, right about here, right? 5/6. Does that look right? So it's much closer to 1 hole, and 2 holes plus 1 hole is closer to 3. Okay. How about this one?
Is it added to 2?
7 and 1/8. First, let's just estimate. What is that one closest to? Would anybody like to explain?
Me.
Connor.
7 holes.
7 holes. How come, bud?
Because it's seriously just like 7 holes and then the 1/8. The one tiny little
Just a little
wimpy
bit.
little 8.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so knowing that, then yes, this is an addition problem. Will you write on your right board your answer and hold it up so I can check you?
What?
Your question is 2 and 5/6 plus 7 and 1/8, but you're just giving me an estimate is all. Good, Brindley. Good, Brooke. Good, Andrew. Yes, Carson, you got it.
Oh, can I figure out the
Good job, Tyson. Braxton, you got it. Jackson, Dylan, thank you. Very good, Ava. You're just giving me an estimation. There you go, Landon. Good. You got it, Hunter. Oh, man. Poor Maddox is writing with his left hand. You and Caden are commiserating together. Good job, Connor.
It's really the exact answer is if you get common denominators. It's really 9 and 23 24.
Our real answer is 9 and 23/24. Oh my word. So our guesstimate was 10, and Andrew says our real answer is 9 and 23/24. Is that super close to 10?
Yes.
Yes. So close. It's like as close as you can get.
It's a sliver.
A sliver. Yes, Andrew. Oh, I thought you had your hand raised. Okay. Okay, so now let's have you practice a few of these on your own. So in your workbook, I want you to turn to page 86.
Andrew did it already, didn't he?
I didn't get page numbers yet, or before. 86 is your page number. 86. I got you.
86.
We're skipping like a million
Already
pages.
there.
I mean, I don't mind it, but we're skipping a lot.
86.
So you mean we're skipping like 3 lessons, 3 whole units? We're skipping most of the book.
We skipped
Oh my gosh.
Unit 3.
I have no idea where I got 86 from. from? I have no idea. It's actually page 29.
What?
I don't know. I'm sorry. 29.
I was just on that.
Welcome to Monday.
And
Okay,
your Saturday plan is on.
exactly. I would like you to start with number 4. Number 4 on page 29. And it looks like this. 5 2/3 minus 3 1/6. First, just estimate the difference. Estimate the difference, which means we see if 5 2/3 is closest to, well, I was going to say 0, 1/2, and a whole, but we have to include our mixed number, right? So round it to 5 wholes, 5 1/2, 6 wholes. Okay, and then round 3 1/6. Braxton,
I know the answer. It will estimate.
you know the estimate. Will you walk us through it, Braxton?
5 2/3 is you can do it to 6 holes because there's 5 holes, and then you could add another hole, which is 6 holes.
Okay.
And since 1/6 is closer to 3 holes, so
Okay.
it's going to be 3 holes, and then you add it.
But we're actually
Actually, it's
subtracting,
subtracting.
right? So what would it be, Braxton, if we're subtracting?
3.
3. Okay, so that's our estimate, right? Now, can you actually find the real answer for me? Find the real difference.
Sure.
So 5 2/3 minus 3 1/6. Ladies and gentlemen, what should our common denominator be on this one?
6.
A few people have said it. 6, right? 6. So can he stay the same?
Yeah.
He stays the same. We only have to change him, right? Lizzie,
Can I tell you the answer?
give us just 1 minute to figure it out. Thank you. But I'll let you in as soon as we get there, okay? Kaden? Okay. Braxton, do you know it too? Okay, hang on just a sec. I'm going to let everybody take a minute to figure it out. If you got it, will you move on to the next one? We'll go back for the answer in just a minute. But if you got it, you can move on. If not, you keep working on this one, and then we'll find our answer in just a sec.
Miss Norman?
Yeah.
Since 1/4 is exactly half of 0 and 1/2, what do we do with that one?
You get to pick,
Okay.
and it's okay either way because we're just estimating. So you'll be fine either way. Does anybody need more time on this one?
No.
Lizzie, do you want to come show us your answer?
So you just keep this the same and you have this by 4, by 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. Did you get 2 and 3/6?
2 1/2.
Yes.
Yeah. Either way, if you guesstimated 2 1/2 or 3, you would be close on this one. Perfect. Very good. Thank you, Lizzie.
You can round to 1 hole.
Exactly. Yes. Good job. Okay, have you guys moved on to number 5? Okay. Move on to number 5.
Then we move on to number 6.
Yes, you keep moving. I'm going to just come check, and then I'm going to pass out homework in just a minute. Actually, who's my paper passer? Natalia will pass out homework in just a second. All right. Yeah.